What's happening, MRT fam? I feel bad that I don't get on here as often as I used to. But y'all know me. When Big Brother starts, I'll be on here a lot more. Like I said, I didn't have an office schedule in 2023 through 2025. So, therefore, I did not have to worry about doing my lives on the clock. I mean, I probably should have been worried. It was like I was in a weird position where I honestly did not really care about my job in a sense. There was so much negative stuff going on at the job. Juanita, what's happening here? Nice to see you as well. How you doing? How's your day going? Yeah, so shoot. It is hot today. It's like 84 degrees. Lord, I'm not a heat person. Okay, yeah, so the last couple of years I was at jobs that I really tended to not care whether they caught me on live or not during work hours. So y'all know I was on all hours, day and night. But now I have an office job again, which is 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I'm gonna have a lot less time for the lives during the day, but I am going to, as usual, try to prioritize setting aside evening times to come on here. I'm thinking to myself, I get home like 4:30. I have a lot going on right now, so I can't even really tell you how that's gonna work, when that's gonna work, but I will figure it out as the time comes because there's so many things shifting around. Like, I don't know exactly what my work situation is going to be like in a month from now. I don't know what my schedule is going to be like. I don't know. But I do know that you can lock me in every Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday if that's still the time slots. You can lock me in for every Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday to do recaps, to do breakdowns, I enjoy that stuff. I'm good. I know it's been a bit, but it's cool to check in with you. Yeah, I know that during the off season, I don't see my people on here as often. I get that. We all get deeply invested into the Big Brother world, so that's like my favorite part of when Big Brother starts, is that I know that all the old people who've been following my page for the past few years come back, and then we get to talk about the show, the alliances, the showmances, and the fights, and we get to talk about the live feeds. The interaction is what I like the most. Busy is good. I agree. Me being busy is a good thing, but I try to make it a point to relax where I can. And actually, my live time is kind of my unwind time. Because if I'm not on a live, I have a very over anxious mind. And the only thing that tends to, it's weird. Because, yeah, the thing that tends to really calm me down when my mind is overly anxious is just doing a whole bunch of things. So I do a whole bunch of things. I'm like, I have to finish this and I have to finish that. And next thing you know, and then I just do tasks of different things until I get tired. But when I'm on the live, my entire focus is solely on the live, sitting in one spot. I mean, not now, obviously, because I'm driving, but when I'm home doing the lives, sitting down and relaxing, and that's kind of my downtime. So, and actually doing my lives before work, after work. Okay, let me try something really quick. Let me try something really quick. I just refreshed because it was showing me at 0, and basically whenever I see it at 0, that typically means that there's something wrong with the stream. So I just automatically refresh, because I spoke to myself for 25 minutes one time a couple of weeks ago. And if you have not done so yet, please hit that like button for me. It's free. Likes are free. If you feel like hitting the super chat or the super like or whatever those paid things are, feel free to do that also, but likes are free. Gracias. So what I was going to say, the Big Brother season starts, I want to say July 10th. I think it's July 10th. Today is June 5. So we've got 35 days, something like that. 35 days before the Big Brother season starts. And when the Big Brother season starts, I am going to be at the premiere party Wednesday and Thursday. I just signed up for my tickets for that yesterday. So I was kind of debating back and forth whether I was going to go or whether I was not going to go. But I feel like going to those Big Brother premiere events have become like a staple of my whole Big Brother experience. So I don't know. Plus, I love running into those people that I know, particularly Azza and Hannah, and then getting to meet the new cast and Big D. I'll throw Big D in there, and then getting to meet the new cast. In this case, it'll be Big Brother season 26 cast. I put season 27, but obviously I meant season 26 because we don't know the Big Brother 27 cast yet. So that's, the whoever comes out of that group, Chelsea. I know Chelsea and Tucker will be there. I don't know who else, but they're usually, we probably get 75% of the cast at least usually comes to these things. So I'm going to have a fun time. I want to meet Cam just for Tasha. I want to meet Cam. And then I'm gonna see Cass's man Tucker again. Why does it always reset? I don't understand XP for the life of me. Hannah I tell her this and she's always like, oh, don't say that. Everybody is good people. But by far, Hannah is my favorite of any Big Brother cast that I have ever met. If you had asked me a year ago that same question, I would say of any reality TV cast at all. But nobody has topped Cara Maria yet. So that's the favorite that I have ever met. But in terms of Big Brother cast, definitely Hannah. And probably my favorite person to have a conversation with from those shows also, because it's funny, the first time that I spoke to her was mostly about Big Brother, and then after that it was like I kind of ran out of Big Brother things to talk about, so I just started speaking to her about regular things, regular conversations about life. Where are we? Texas. Ooh, which part of Texas? Oh my God, you lost your central air. I always tell everyone I'm not a heat person, right? Even where I've been, which is like Miami and Georgia, both of those places, I was dying in the summer. The first time I went to Miami, I didn't get a rental car. So I was like looking up things that were around my hotel. I remember the first day, I put on a t-shirt and some shorts, and I saw a chicken and waffles place that was 5 minutes away from my hotel. And then I'm thinking like half a mile in New York. I can walk half a mile in New York, no problem. In the New York summer, it's fine. I got outside and I was sweating bullets. And I don't even think I made it a quarter of a mile. And I ended up stopping in the McDonald's, sweating, drenched head to toe. And I asked them for like a large cup of ice water. And then I sat there and I had to cool my temperature off, drink the ice water, and then when I walked back to the hotel, I was sweating again. I went in, I took a cold shower, changed my clothes, and I was like, I'm never walking anywhere again. If it's down the street, I'm calling an Uber. So I can't imagine being in Texas heat without central air. That's wild. I hope you get it back or got it back. Rio Grande. I was wondering why it said 27, but I thought you just meant meeting them on the TV. Yeah, I realized sometime after that, after Cass commented on it, actually, I looked at it again and I was like, shoot. I was about to put 26, and then for some reason I was like, no, we're not on 26, we're on 27, and I just lost track of everything and put 27. Yeah, I'm in New York City. We're 84 degrees and that. But you know, New York heat is different than regular heat. So a New York 84 is filled with pollution and is just, we have so many cars and so many buildings and stuff. So it's not like a regular 84, because people told me like different countries, their heat is different. And I went on this cruise 6 years ago, and the cruise went to Mexico, Bahamas, and Honduras, and where's the other one? Mexico, Honduras. Anyways, in those places, I was out on the beach, and the temperatures were over 100, but it didn't feel like that. Like, the heat actually felt nice over there. This heat does not feel that way. Thank you, although it's hard to get Cass to interview with you, because every year I was going to these events and asking them, and they would all say yes. And then when I would follow up with them, they just wouldn't respond. So the interview part, I love doing interviews. The part about making the outreaches, I honestly wish I was at a point of having like an assistant that sets up the interviews and kind of says, all you have to do is show up and deliver them. Because that part would make my life so much easier. But it's a grind to get these people to interview with you. It's so hard. I'm still hoping for my interview with Mimi, but after this year, if I don't get it, she's now 2 years out. So if I don't get it this year, then I give up. And I'm only still even entertaining trying to get that, because the people on my channel are like, we'd still like seeing your interview with Mimi, even though she's 2 years removed. So I'm like, okay, I guess we could still have a good conversation. I like to get them while they're fresh off the show, but I've said this many times. CBS has a list. You know, they have a list of approved media. What you have to do to get on that list, I don't know. I can only assume, so I'm not going to speak on it. I know what I think that has to be done, but at the very least, I know this because it has been said by Sharon Thorpe, I think is her last name, right? She has said that she sends in her questions that she wants to ask the people, and then sends it to CBS, and they have to approve the questions, and they change some, they edit some. That's why if you look at several exit interviews and the questions all seem very similar, it's not necessarily because of the interviewer. Yeah, it's not necessarily because of the interviewer. Okay. Also, my interview with Cara Maria was lit. That was one of my top three. In terms of just how much I enjoyed giving the interview, my number one was Sam, because it was a whole different dynamics, and it was in person, and she was just so fun and so funny. But Cara's might be up there at number 2. Yeah. And then a surprising number 3, John Brennan. Because Ayana from The Challenge is the one who recommended that I interview John Brennan. And I was kind of like thinking to myself, what am I going to talk to John Brennan about? And he's actually very interesting and funny. And we pretty much have been in contact ever since. And he had me on his podcast. That was pretty cool. The John and Beth podcast on all the audio streaming platforms. And bear with temperatures that are like 115, 120. Like, that's... Miami was technically spring, and even then it was too hot for me. It was not even the heart of summer. But yet, funny enough, when I exercise, I love exercising outside versus inside, even if it is hot. ChatGPT describes itself as my assistant. It's kind of funny, but it's kind of funny and kind of funny and kind of true. Am I live? Am I live in? Am I live? Am I live in? Is the live still live in? Let me know. Put something in the comments so that I know that the live is live in. Because if the live is not live in, it has to go off. Let me know if the live is live in. I had to refresh. It's looking like the live ain't live in, but I'm gonna wait. Like, oh, you hear me? Hey, what's up, Ed? The live is still live in. Thank you. Because it was stuck on Ma's comment for like 3 to 4 minutes, so I was like, is it on? Is it off? God thing. Ooh, I got a blueberry muffin. I have got a blueberry muffin. Alright. You just got here? That's what's up. That is what's up. I just been here talking about how Big Brother is upcoming in the next, how many days? Approximately 35 days. And how I'm always excited about that. Go. If you're going to make some wild move, finish the job. I hate when cars do crazy things like they're crossing over 3 lanes to get in front of you, and then they hesitate in the middle of what they're doing. I'm like, I'd rather you just swerve on over in front of me all the way than to like do half of it and then stop and be in front of my car in traffic. Anyways, yeah, I was talking about how I'm excited for the Big Brother season to start back again, so that why did I start eating this muffin in the car? All crumbly. So that I can get my usual group back on here, because in the off season we have our core crew, like 4 or 5 people, but when the season starts it gets jumping again. I'm gonna figure out a whole new setup. I'm gonna figure out a whole new setup and format for when the season starts. Oh, you mean like when Mama Fee was on? You know what? We should try to get Mama Fee, or not we. I should try to get Mama Fee to do like a premiere, not a premiere night, because I'm not going to be home on premiere night. I'm going to be at the premiere party here. But maybe like a pre-premiere night party with starring Mama Fee on the YouTube channel. I should ask her about that. I should ask her about doing something that week of the week that the Big Brother show is premiering. That'd be cool. You switch to me on the tube. Oh, but you're chatting with the phone. I do that sometimes. I put things on the TV, but then I chat with the phone. Actually, one of my favorite things to do is when I have a pre-recorded video, is to sit down in front of my TV and I watch the premiere on the TV, and it makes me feel like I'm like official. Like I put that Sam interview on the TV and I was like, I feel like an official interviewer now. It was just so specific to that being an in-person, because the way that I prepare for an interview on Zoom is totally different than the way I prepared for that interview. Because for the Zoom interviews, I have my paper with me, so it might look like I'm just like smooth, transitioning from topic to topic smoothly and everything off the top of my head, but I'm not. I have my whole topic list right on a paper right in front of me. I have like 6 pages of typed notes in front of me, and the only thing that I am spontaneous about is I think I've mentioned this before, but when I interviewed Wes, I was like, oh my God, I'm interviewing Wes Bergman, who has so many seasons on TV. So I'm like, how am I going to narrow down what I'm going to ask him? And then the other part about it was Wes didn't have a recent season of anything. So I wasn't really asking him questions about a season that just happened. I was asking him questions about his entire 20 plus year TV career. So I was sitting there just drowning myself in watching old seasons of his show, and I spent all this time putting together all these different questions. And then he talked so much. So I went through the interview with him, and I would ask him a question, and his answer would be like 10 minutes long. So when he said, oh, I've reached the hour and I don't have any more time, hold on one second. just saying hi to my neighbor. When we reached the end of the interview, I looked down at my paper and I had like maybe 30 to 40 questions on the paper. He answered about 10, 12 of them. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even get to ask him half of the things I wanted to ask him. And then when people were giving me feedback on the interview, a lot of people said, this is one of the best Wes Bergman interviews that I have ever seen. And I kind of learned you might want to ask them a set of questions. Okay, what happened in this moment with CT? What were you thinking when you and Johnny Bananas were in each other's faces? What were you thinking during this time when this, big moment happened on whatever show? But sometimes the best things that come out of those interviews are the things that you weren't prepared for them to give you as answers. Like, there was a couple of things, I can't remember now because my memory is jello, but there was a couple of things in my Kara interview that were not written on my paper that she said. And I was like, oh, let me ask some follow-up questions about that thing, because that might be something that sometimes the favorite response that any of them give me is, oh, nobody has ever asked me that before, because it makes me feel like I did something that the people are going to hear for the first time. And then also they're like, hey, people usually ask me these types of questions and I got a whole different type of questions. So like Sam, I remember when Sam told me that. Sam was like, I really enjoyed this interview, as if she was surprised to enjoy it. We had Sari join. What do you mean we had Sari join? Sari? Who's we? Oh, you're talking about the show. You know what? I went on a whole rant and I didn't even know what you were talking about, Ed. That's funny. Yeah, I'm in New York, Juanita. It's so hard to answer that question. It's so hard. Because I'm not going to say that last season was one of my top 5 favorite seasons or anything like that. To me, my enjoyment of that season solely depended on if MJ took it home. I mean, if Chelsea took it home. Because I felt like out of the people that were left after Tucker was out, I didn't see too many deserving winners. That's my whole thing. I'm fine with whoever wins. Obviously, I have biases. I'm fine with whoever wins as long as the person who won, I feel like, deserves to win the most. And here's what I mean. I'm also someone who says, why do people always say this person doesn't deserve to win? Well, if they have a resume, whether I like them or not, I can respect their win, Like, for instance, Jack. He's probably one of my least favorite winners, I'm going to be honest. Cool person in person, but he's probably one of my least favorite winners. But the thing is, when you go down his resume and compare it to the other people in the house, it's all right. It's an all right resume, because that particular season seemed to be less about strategy and more about just surviving until you get to a certain point, and then we're just going to comp out. May the best competition winner get the job done. And his strategy was to get into that final 3 with Bowie Jane and Matt. I don't know how well Matt knew the game, but I know that I don't know how well Bowie Jane knew the game. If I remember correctly, she, I don't know. I almost want to say she called herself a super fan, but they were asking all these different questions about Big Brother that made it seem like she definitely wasn't a super fan. But I know Matt knew almost nothing about the show at all. So it was advantage Jag having those two with him because he knew that if they got to a final three, despite the fact that Matt could possibly beat him to get the final HOH, he was banking on Matt loyalty, and then he picked Matt to go to the final two with him. And the thing with Matt, I think that Bowie Jane had a better chance to win than Matt, honestly. I don't think she would have won, but I think she would have had a better chance to make an argument against Jag than Matt. But Matt sitting there was just like, at first I was like, wow, he really picked Matt. But then as soon as Matt started speaking, I was like, he told Matt so much stuff about the game, but he didn't tell him about the final two speech. That killed him. Shocked you're still alive. I'm kind of shocked too, to be honest. I'm kind of shocked too, because I'm now 30 something minutes in, and it's been a while since I've been on a live this long. Oh God. I did rock paper scissors because that's what I was willing to do. I could not believe that Jag convinced him to do that in the first part of the HOH comp. I could not believe he convinced that man to do that, because he was smart and knew that Matt was the better athlete. So he was just like, I'm not even trying to do all that. Let's make my chances 50-50 here. I remember laughing so hard at that speech. And I especially remember laughing at the parts where it was just like, who was the leader? Who was the person who was in charge of the moves? Because some of the people in the house feel like Jag was the one leading everything, and you were just kind of following behind him and doing his bidding. And he was like, actually, me and Jag worked together equally. It was a partnership. I was like, it's over. As soon as he started talking about this partnership equally, we made the moves together 50-50, I was like, it's over. And then I was like, if Jag is really the super fan that he claims to be, he's going to take this home. I didn't think that he was going to be as crazy with it. But yeah, I mean, Jag did what he was supposed to do. He was just like, actually, there was a leader, and his name is Jag. And all of your blood, you're sitting there because all of your blood is on my hands. I am the most dominant and the most strategic player in this house. There was another one. I can't think of the other word. Dominant, strategic. There was something else. I got to go watch his speech again. His speech was comedy, man. I was looking at him like, this can't be real. I keep getting the rock, paper, scissors thing and saying I ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Rock, paper, scissors had two meanings. Rock, paper, scissors on season 25. Oh yeah, that was all the same season. Rock, paper, scissors was, what's her name? Jared and Blue's code for going under the blanket and doing mysterious things under the blanket. And rock, paper, scissors is what Matt and Jag did at the end in, I think, part 1 of the HOH. And like, whoever loses this rock, paper, scissors drops off the hot dog or whatever it was. Jag goes off on everyone and says, I thank you all. That was so funny. I single-handedly got you out and single-handedly got you out. I single-handedly made the biggest move in the game, taking out the comp beast, Cameron, and then I got out the mastermind in Sari, and I turned everyone against her, and then I did this, I did that, and I'm like, Jag, I will give you all the credit for what you did in the second half of the game, but you were also lucky to be there. But anyways, my point of saying that is, even though he wasn't one of my favorite winners, I still have some respect for his win. The only part of it that I didn't like was that Final Five was so awkward, even as a viewer. Like, the game was getting to his head at that point. Be a little humble. Be just a little, just a smidget. You don't have to be super humble, but just an ounce, just a little bit. Yeah, I mean, he did good to pick Matt. It was kind of like, it was almost in a sense like Josh Martinez picking Paul instead of Christmas. Yeah. Because I remember when I was looking at that, even though I didn't see it when it happened, but I watched that season back, and I was like, why would he pick Paul? Paul was the strategic mastermind of that season. Like, he played the best game by far, on paper. But Christmas might have been more liked than Josh. So it was actually his smartest move. Paul needed to win that final HOH comp. He really did. Josh beat Christmas too, in my opinion. I didn't like her. Yeah, but it was more about, it's about if the house liked her or not. That's the thing. And if you remember, Josh was not well liked either. Josh was a ticking time bomb in that house. Banging pots over people's heads and yelling at people, and he was doing the most in that house. So it wasn't even like going against Paul was a slam dunk. He won in a 5-4 vote. He just edged the supervillain. Yeah, I like anyone else, but I don't think that Bowie Jane would have beat Jag. I really don't. I really don't think Bowie Jane would have beat Jag. I'm heading off in the next 5-ish minutes, decompress a little bit, and then I have physical therapy. And the NBA Finals starts today, so I'm going to watch the finals after the physical therapy. Cass is now the number one. Let's see who's in the lead. Who is Jane G55? Did I miss a Jane? Are all these people that are on this list, did they all make comments? Because if so, I must have missed a bunch of comments. Cass, let me see. Did I miss some comments? Let me see. I don't see a Jane 55, but Jane 55 is on my list. Polyish, I'm sorry I missed your comment a while back, even though you're probably not on here. Hi, Blueberry. I have no idea what those numbers mean, to be honest with you. Let me go back and get the community information thing. Oh. How do I... Oh, here we go. Community leaderboard. It says Leaderboard is a place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in the live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? Um, you collect experience points or XP. Here's how you get them: send live chat messages, send super chats and super stickers, or send a gift. Okay, so I think I understand perfectly how this works. Um, I think that everybody maxes out with comments at 75 XP because I've never seen it higher than 75 XP. And if you want to be the top dog by yourself, that requires super chats and super stickers and thanks and stuff like that. So that's how it seems to work, because I have never seen anyone go more than 75. And then the 75 seems to just like fluctuate based on whoever got there first. Like, for an example, I believe Ma on this stream, I believe Ma on this stream was the first one to 75, and then Cass got on here last, and it now shows her as 1. So it just probably fluctuates by who's made the most recent comments. But number 1 requires money. That's the whole that's the whole bottom line. I'm not making that up. But anyways, thank y'all for joining me on this journey. And I wish I could wear shorts to work. I really do. Yeah, man, we got a month. We got a month to go. We have got a month to go. And like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the wonderful notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. Thank you all. Enjoy your evening.